quite simple. I'll just give you maybe 2 minutes to think about it. And while not think about it, just give a try on our template file and see if you can write it. I mean, you don't need to run it, but just to write down the command based off your understanding. Okay, so this step is again to use this system command, right? System bracket date, right? So like this, just to print out the current time. Okay, the next step is we're going to open up the log file, right? And to handling the error, right? Remember when we output the error message, we'll use this standard error file pointer to output error, and then use exit to terminate your program. Okay, so again, this step is quite straightforward, just using this fprintf, and then you can use the standard error to output the error message. Right. I mean, here I use the return one. Depends on the case, you could also use the exit one, right? Yeah, if it is inside the main program, yes, you can use the exit one. If it is a function, it's return one. Next part, we're going to read. Now we have the file opened, right? And then we're going to read the line from it. For every line, we're going to count the amount of letter, digit, and white space using this functions we just learned, right? As alpha, as digit, as white space, right? To count the amount of those things. later on we will print it out. You don't have to worry about the printing part, just do counting them here. Okay, again, this part of the code should be quite simple, just a matter of find what's the function name is and then write them down here. So here are 3 of them. Is alpha, right? Is digit and is space. And just increment the count of it accordingly. Okay, move on. So now we have counted and print out the letter, digit, and space. Now what we want to do is we want to allocate enough amount of memory space for storing these alarm and error and warning message, right? So we want to allocate enough space for them, and then we copy them over to our newly allocated locations. I mean, in real life, you can just simply print them out, right? But here we just use this as an exercise to practice on how to use this callocate functions. So you have to estimate the amount of space needed, right? Not estimate, but calculate the amount of space needed and using the callocate to create space for them, and then copy them over. All right. By the way, here we're using this string function, which is not a part of what we have talked about before. This essentially just to tell you if the line contains this warning or error or not. All right. Importantly, it's about the memory allocation part. So let's look at the a sample solution here. So first of all, we want to allocate this memory, right, by understanding the length of the string, right, as well as this size of the character, right. So essentially, we reserve the space for that particular line, essentially using this command, and then we allocate them to an array here, right? And if this is non-null, that means we allocate the space successfully. We will copy them over using the string copy, and then we increment the count of a large, so that we'll use this count later on for output of the alarm. All right, so hopefully you can have an idea of how to use those commands using this example. Okay, so we're going to wrap up. Before that, I'm just going to show you one of the assignment question. Again, I haven't posted the assignment yet, but then just give you some of those questions one at a time through the lecture. And the final, not the final, but the assignment itself will be released next week, and then you can work on that. So the second question in the assignment is to create a student grade management system, all right? So the idea is to store student name, their grades, and first of all, you will validate those inputs, make sure the name is name and grade are number, right? And then you generate a report. The report will print out a few things what we were looking at a little bit later. Okay. So similar to the before, we're using this memory fopen, memory fget, and memory fclose to access the data from the memory instead of from the real file. And then we'll, in addition to the file, right? The file already have the student information. In addition, we'll ask the user for inputting for more student name and grade. So how we determine the name is the first character must be a letter, all right? If it's a grade, it must be an integer between 0 and 100, okay? If it's anything invalid, you will return to ask them for a new name again, okay? And then you write them to the file, and finally to generate a report, which includes total number of students, average grade, highest and lowest, and who are below the average. All right. So here are some examples. The original file contains 3 students with their grades. Now, the user inputs another entry with their name and their grade, and then use done to stop the program from reading for more inputs. And this is the output they should see. Right? So the number of students, average score, highest, lowest, and as well as who is below the average. Here are some more examples. So if you enter another one, instead of the previous one, then you have this result. And if you do something invalid, right? For example, you have Alice and score is 105, which is not correct. Then the program asks the user to do it again. So Alice 85, that works. Then moving forward, if you put a username start with a number, right? Again, this invalid, asks you to do it again. So you say John 123, they're great, and done. Okay, and then obviously you have some outputs, which I'm not showing you here, which you need to run this and take a screenshot of the output. All right, is a part of the submission in addition to your source code. All right, so in this class, we have talked about a few things on the file access, so including using the fopen, fclose. Also, we have talked about the error handling using this standard error. So you output the message always to the terminal, and if also using the exit if we're talking about to terminating the entire program. We also talk about these formatted IO, scanf, fscanf and fprintf, not in a lot of detail because we have practiced them in the previous lessons. And then we talk about a few other functions such as alpha, digit, two top, two lower, and memory allocation, and the memory freeing the memory as well. All right. So, anyone have any question before we wrapping up this class?